It occurs to me that this is probably one of the most corrupt places around, you know.
Conflicts of interest are hard to avoid in small countries like ours. You'll often wear several hats in your community, and these roles can sometimes conflict with your duties. So can personal interests, or those of family members. This is where you might be seen to be biased in favour of a family member or from some other private interest you have.
Elected officials and ministers may sometimes be tempted to defend personal affairs at the expense of public ones, putting them in a position of conflict of interest.
How can a poor island like St. Lucia survive? Now, you take, for instance, buildings. I have said repeatedly and repeatedly, you cannot afford those expensive buildings. So why? You don't have to rent. Everybody is cutting back, and we'll continue to live as though nothing is going wrong. And the island is continuing to go down.
A conflict of interest, or simply a matter of convenience? A case of nepotism, or just plain business? These are the questions which have been raised after yet another entity of government has moved into a commercial property owned by Michael Chastanet, the father of Prime Minister Alan Chastanet. I wondered whether Double Chastanet felt it inappropriate in any way for the Prime Minister's father to be the landlord for yet another government agency.
I'm not concerned simply because I am pretty sure that all those things were considered at the time the decision was made. As I said, I'm speaking from a position of complete lack of knowledge about this. I actually didn't even know where I was coming this morning to the facility. I was just told that there was a facility, that there's a new traffic department. But I think these are concerns that the powers that be, I'm not a power that is, so the powers that be, these are concerns that they would have to have.
Over the years, concerns have been repeatedly expressed about the vast number of government services which are housed in commercial properties. In many cases, eyebrows have been raised over the significant figures which the government pays annually in rent to private landlords. Let's just use the city of Castries as a quick example. The Customs and Excise Department is housed in the Mahe Center, while the Central Police Station, the Vulnerable Persons Unit and passport offices are all housed in the Lama Building on Bridge Street. Export St. Lucia, the Integrity Commission, the Government Information Service, and the Registry of Companies are all located at Uranora House near Point Seraphine. The long-standing question of the government's significant rent bill, now increased by the new tenancy of the Traffic Department, has reignited this concern. The concern over government's cash flow constraints have led many to be even more critical of government spending in certain areas.
So why? You don't have to rent. Everybody is cutting back.